sound is very eerie, but it's 99% accurate, because the way it was recreated was pretty simple. Scientists used its giant's bone crest, which connects to its nasal cavity, and when the animal exhaled, air traveled through the crest and created this haunting tone. Now, with T-Rex, we can't exactly do this. T-Rex didn't have any sort of crest, so it could only make internal noises. And there's this one audio I'm pretty sure we've all heard of by now. It's, this one. T-Rex most likely did not sound like that. The cooing part could be possible, but that constant huffing noise wouldn't work. For it to sound like that, T-Rex's jaw would need to be constantly flapping and shut. And it just wasn't built that way. Instead, many paleontologists believe it may have used something called closed-mouth vocalizations, which modern birds do. That's when the beak stays shut and the sound is produced deep in the throat with vibrations traveling through the neck. Now, if T-Rex did this, you'd probably feel it more than you would actually hear it. A deep, sort of booming coo that sent vibrations through the ground, shaking you before you even realized what was near. Now, imagine this, okay? You're standing in a forest at nighttime, everything is silent, and then without warning, the ground beneath you starts to tremble with a low rumble. You don't hear a roar, just a pressure in your chest like the earth is alive itself. And then, of course, it's already too late. This is much more realistic than the classic Hollywood roar. In reality, there's no fossil evidence of T-Rex having structure to roar with. Instead, the evidence points towards low rumbles and eerie coos, just like its closest living relatives, crocodiles and birds. And since both groups only hiss, rumble, and coo, it simply wouldn't make sense for T-Rex to sound any different than that. And sort of backtracking to the audios that people sort of create out of this, dinosaur roars from the movies, the T-Rex, that we're so familiar with, was made by combining many different animals together, most of which did not have anything to do with T-Rex to begin with. I did find this one audio, and I really like it. It's kind of what I've been describing this entire video, and I think this audio, I don't know exactly how it was made, I'll leave the link to the creator in the description, but it seems actually quite right to me. Here, take a listen. That audio perfectly captures the closed mouth vibrations that it would have made, and you could sort of feel the vibrations through the screen. I think it's amazing. And also another thing to note is that crocodiles and birds are the only remaining members of the archosaur groups, which dinosaurs come from as well. So, that even backs it up even further. T-Rex would not have sounded any different from these creatures, of course on a much larger scale, just makes it 100 times worse to think about. And the reason why I've been only comparing it to the closed-mouth vocalizations that birds make is simply because, yes, the remaining groups of the archosaurs are the crocodiles and birds. Birds are direct descendants of the theropods that used to live back in the day. That isn't to say, though, that yes, the theory of them sounding like reptiles could possibly be a thing too. This has all been doing, just putting theories together and trying to make sense of it. Because yes, they did not roar, just like modern-day reptiles, which are actually quite quiet. It's probably around the same thing, so there's probably a line between the two, birds and reptiles. We really don't know. Although it's always quite fascinating. At the end of the day, we still don't know what it sounded like. In this video, I just put a bunch of different theories together to make sense of it. I hope this will cause you guys to theorize and think about this for a while. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching.